Come on. I just had my best power outputs for 2 minutes and 3 minutes, and I still got dropped.
No!
But with hindsight, maybe it's not the worst thing to have happened. So the race was Zwift Unlocked Stage 4 on the new Spinfinity route, part of the New York expansion that's just come out in the last week or so. I joined in the A category for that race, which was Zwift racing scores of between 570 and 725. Mine was 660 when I went into it, so realistically middle of the field finish if the racing score is anything to go by. And the course itself is just over 19 kilometers long and about 150 meters worth of climbing. So no significantly big comms during the race, but a couple of long draggy ones. And in this race there was 38 riders, including me. So as usual, the races always start with a bit of a kick at the beginning, and this one was no exception. Off we went, plenty of power down, but after a minute or two it started to settle down and we headed out into the course. Usual fast start. So let's have a quick look at the best bits before we get to the bits that maybe weren't so good. So you can see here over this 2 and 3 minute period, I set new personal records of 434 watts over 2 minutes and 406 watts average over the 3 minutes. To put that into context of my previous best, it's about 16 or 17 watts higher than I've ever achieved before. You'd think that would be enough to keep up with the pack. So you'd think after having stayed with the pack and coming to this long draggy climb that it would probably go okay, but you can already see that the pack is spreading out. And actually this is the Brooklyn Bridge comm, so it's a new comm within the New York expansion, and it's the first time I've raced it. And even though I am currently setting these high wattage power outputs, for me at least, I'm still struggling to stay with the pack. You can see the look on my face, there's total dedication and concentration, but we're still looking ahead and seeing that the pack is spreading out. So as we continue up this, it's quite a draggy climb. It's sort of 3 to 4% most of the way. You can see that there's actually some riders coming past me. So I decide I'm going to get out of my seat and try and push on for a few minutes. So the watts go up to over 400. You can see my heart rate is climbing. My max heart rate is only about 172. So we're getting up to the maximum of what I can actually achieve here. And I'm still getting dropped, and it's kind of hard to believe, if I'm honest. I'm thinking, who are these guys? Where have they been training all summer? I mean, honestly, they're just phenomenal. So I've dropped back down to 26 in the pack. Out of 40 races that are currently in it, 38 finish over the final line in the end. And we're just getting to the top of the comm before the downhill. I've sat back down, I've pretty much spent most of my energy. My heart rate's 166, 100 and dropping down now because I've come a bit off the power. And as we go over the top, you can see that, yeah, I'm some way back. And I push on again as we go over the top, try and see whether or not I can pull back in. And I kind of managed to stay with the group a little bit, but then they just got away from me. And this is now at the bottom of that comm, and you can see it's just myself and one other rider, Janison, who's just slightly ahead of me, and you can see the peloton are about 4 or 5 seconds ahead, but they're pulling away. And as we go slightly further into the race now, we've only got 6.5 kilometers or so to go, that pack in front of us are about 40 seconds in ahead. So Janison and myself basically keep each other company for the rest of the race. So we're coming down into the flat sections before the end. We're not exactly pushing ourselves very hard. We go through the subways up these pretty sharp inclinations, remind me a bit of London, but yeah, a bit of a push up there. I can imagine there was some breakaways in the leading pack. And we're into the final 3.7 kilometers as we go over the rooftops in New York City. And this is pretty much as it stayed until we got to the final part of the race. There's a little bit of a draggy climb that comes up here, and you can imagine if you were part of the pack at the front, you'd be thinking, right, okay, so here I need to make sure on this steep little section that jumps up to about 4% that I stay with the pack. You can imagine there'd be some attacks going on here as people try and break the pack with only 3 kilometers to go over these sort of short, punchy climbs with a few flat sections in between. And as you'd go over the top, I think if I'm racing this course again and I am still in contention, I'll be thinking about making sure I was as close to the front of the pack as possible at this point, so that we then have a flat section, a very slight little inclination, but then it's basically downhill to the finish line. You'd want to be at the front of the pack for that, otherwise it'd be very easy if you were somewhere towards the back to get dropped. So that's basically the race in a nutshell for me. The last sort of 200 meters or so, I thought, right, there's no doubt there's going to be a sprint finish here, but maybe Janison was even more tired than I was. So I pumped it a bit, had a look, saw he wasn't responding, dropped off the power and basically coasted over the line. But not unhappy with that finish. And you can see whereabouts I finished in the leaderboard here. So how did this then make me think about the race afterwards? Of course, you're always going to get exposed in a Category A race. If you're not completely on your game, you're going to get dropped. But I still think that 24th out of 38 wasn't such a bad finish. So what I realised is power and fitness are not the same thing. My power was fine. It's one of my better performances that I've done for a while. In fact, really pleased with it. It shows that I've still got the strength there when I need it. However, my fitness definitely needs some work. And maybe that's not so surprising, because over the summer I've actually cycled a bit less than I would have done normally with other commitments that we all have when the weather gets a little bit nicer. And if I think about it and dig a little bit deeper, my 2 to 3 minute power is fine, but that's not the same as holding that power over a 30 to 40 minute race. So I think where I'm lacking isn't necessarily in power development, it's in fitness. So what I need now is a plan to improve that. So what am I going to do differently? So I have enlisted the help of AI. I'm going to follow a 6-week program using only the equipment that I've got, with the idea being that I can work on my core fitness, my strength, and my overall endurance. I'll put another video out in the next few days all about my plans, and then I'm expecting all of you to keep me accountable for it over the 6 weeks that leads up to Christmas. The go date for this will be when I get back from a business trip, and the 10th of November is the date I'm going to start. I'm going to catalogue it, I'm going to make a record of all of the activities that I've done, the fitness work that I've done, what I've eaten, and also statistics such as weight, body measurements, and basically I'm going to stick to this program for 6 weeks and we're going to see what happens over that period. Be interesting if nothing else. At the moment it sounds easy to say it. I have a feeling it's going to be much harder to do. So going back to this race, positive outcomes. I've realised a little bit of a gap, shall we say, so therefore I've got a plan to fix it, and between now and Christmas we'll see how that goes. So if you'd like to see how I get on, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. It's always very much appreciated. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about all of the different racing that's available within Zwift, this video might be for you.